Hey everybody, Dino here, and today I thought I'd explain how email blockers work and why sometimes they don't work. So let's start out with you're going to send somebody an email. This is your workstation right here, and your email account is on this workstation, and you're going to send it over to a person over here who's checking their email on this computer. First thing that happens is once you type the email and press send, it's going to go to the email server. And after it goes to the email server, it's going to go off the network through the firewall and onto the internet. Now here at the email server and also at the firewall, either one or both of these could have some sort of protection to keep spam from leaving this network. Because sometimes hackers will hack machines and they will create what's called a zombie network where they have a bunch of machines and they can remotely control them to send spam. In fact, some hackers will get huge zombie networks of thousands of computers, and then they will send or they will sell the ability to send spam out through it. So that it's their business, basically. And so spammers will go to them to get around your spam protection. So what happens is if a spam blocker on the email server or firewall detects an email that is suspicious of sending spam, it will block it. This isn't as much of a problem really, because if you're blocked on either of these, it's probably going to bounce back the email to you and tell you it was rejected because it was a spam. Although it may not. If it doesn't, then your email has disappeared. But usually most of these will bounce back to you and tell you, your email's been rejected. So if it passes through these defenses, it gets out to the internet and it goes across the internet. And then finally it hits the firewall of the other network. This is where a major problem can happen, because what will happen is if your email comes in here and for some reason the firewall thinks it's a piece of spam, or it thinks your email address is from a spammer, it's going to block your email, and it could block your entire email address. If you're blocked here at the firewall, you might not be able to get into anyone inside this company to send them emails. So that's a major problem. If you get past the firewall, you go to the email server, and the email server itself can block you, and it can block you for the entire company depending on the way it's set up. So if you get blocked here, it's probably only going to be to the users you're sending it to, but it could be for the entire company. If you get blocked at the firewall level, it's probably going to block you for the entire company. And the more secure the organization is that you're sending to, or the company, the more likely this is to happen. So things like certain government agencies, the Department of Defense and such, tend to have more hardened networks, and so the chances of you being blocked from those types of networks are much greater. So let's just assume that you get through the firewall defenses and the server defenses. That's when you get to the user defenses, and the user's defenses can be in one of two places. They can be a lot of times they're on both. They can actually be on the server. Some servers have it or are set up so that you can set a spam filter on the server itself to knock off some of the spam. And but when you get to your computer, if you're using a program like Outlook, that also has spam protection. So there's some sort of spam protection when you're using Outlook online, because otherwise, if there wasn't, you would get spam there. But a lot of times there's additional filters and protection and blocks on the actual email software. Now, Outlook, you may have noticed, like every month, Outlook updates its spam protection. And so what can happen is you might be doing fine, and then one month they put out a bad set of filter or rules, and it starts blocking a lot of emails that you would have normally gotten. If it's really bad, they'll normally fix it right away and put out another patch. But that can vary on different computers, how severe it is and who it's blocking. So every month, potentially, even though your email might be going through great this month, Outlook might block it next month. The good thing is if Outlook blocks it, it puts it in a spam folder, and you can look in there and check it. And the user can put you as on their safe list as a safe user, and you won't be blocked. They can also put you on a spam list. And sometimes they will accidentally click on an email in Outlook and put you on a spam list. So that's something to be aware of. Now, because of the spam filters that Outlook puts out, or Microsoft puts out for Outlook, sometimes even though you're on a safe list and you're not marked as spam by the user, the filter will get confused and throw you in spam anyway. Like I said, a lot of times they'll fix that within a few days or a few weeks before even the next version comes out, if it's a major problem. So at any of these points, you can get messed up going across to a user. And this works in the other way too. If somebody's sending you an email, it's these same areas that are going to block you. The first thing to always do, of course, is ask the user to make sure you're on their safe list, and also make sure that you're not on their spam list. Once you've eliminated that, if they don't see you in their spam folder, they may have to call up their IT and ask, tell them that they're not getting your emails, and they may be blocking it further down the line. So that's basically how email blockers work and why they sometimes fail. I'm Dino, and this has been Dino's Tech World. And whatever you do, enjoy the day, and I will see you soon.